Hey guys, this is Foolish Mortal 42 back with some more World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King edition with Aldar, our Retribution Paladin. And before we get started, I actually have a little bit of an announcement, or a confession, I should say. Um, there's two things in life that's really, really hard. Um, One is admitting when you're wrong, and the other is saying that you're sorry. And um, I'm sorry to everybody, but I don't think that the Tuskar rep reward for Exalted, the um, fishing pole, can actually be equipped as a weapon to be used. So I'm sorry. And the reason that I say that is I had my strong fishing pole out working on my fishing, and I got attacked, and I realized that my Crusader Strike was not lit up. So I'm actually not certain that we can even use that. But I'm still continuing the dailies because it's really good experience, and I like to get rep. And I wouldn't mind having a pet penguin. So there. But anyway, I hope you guys will accept my apology and join me as we explore Dragonblight. We're going to start up here with Winterguard Keep and do some quests. We may, if we level in this episode, we may try and kill the High General again. Probably we're not going to be able to do that because she is quite tough. But
What can I do for you?
all right, so this is just a return from um, the Night Elf area down there.
Be careful.
Light of the Winterguard Defender. With this whistle, you can call down a Winterguard Griffin, mount the creature, and head towards the ruins of Winterguard Village, now known as the Carrion Fields, southeast of here. Once at the fields, keep your eyes peeled for the helpless Winterguard villagers. When you spot one, fly low and use the Griffin to pick them up. Return the rescued villager here to the Griffin station. All right. 10 helpless villagers.
For the Alliance.
The hills have us. The hills have us. While we focus to hold our ground at Winterguard and deal with the unfolding events of the Wrathgate, battalions from as far away as Westfall battle their way through the dense foliage and inhospitable denizens of Grizzly Hills, all in hopes of finding an alternate route into Icecrown. Lieutenant Dumont, stationed at Amberpine Lodge, has enlisted the aid of able-bodied citizens willing to risk life and limb in the uncharted wilds. All right, so
For the Alliance.
no, I don't want to go there yet. I'll have you at dang it. Okay, so I've realized that we've actually went to the end of Dragonblight by accident. We actually do need to go back and do the stuff over here and the stuff at, which will lead here, so that we can do the Wrathgate cinematic, which is really cool, by the way. If you've not seen it, I really love it. They've kind of remastered it. It looks really nice. And yeah, because they're all talking about like, hey, like all of that stuff has already happened, but there's also quests over here to prep for Dragther on Keep. But we're going to do a quick flyby of Conquest Hull to see what those filthy no-good Horde are up to. Keep your eyes peeled for their Wind Riders. Not that they'll ever catch me. Conquest Hold. So the Horde actually have another quest that's very similar to the Arena, or the Arena of Blood, or yeah. So they actually get another blue item right here, which is actually pretty good. What in the name of Bronzebeard is going on? Well, you shouldn't have flown over here. But I love the music over here with like the violins and very rustic. I think we lost them. That was a close one. Well, as promised, Amber Pine Lodge in one piece. Keep your feet on the ground. Yay. Alright, so at least we got another flight path. Oh, also, I off-screened killing that guy out in the Grand. I mean, we'd already gained so much, like he was not really worth anything.
Hey there. See you around.
You were almost shot down, eh? Savage monsters, those horde. Payback will come for what they've done. You can count on that at least that much. Whoops.
Can I help you? Have a good one. See you later.
And that's Valiant's Expedition. Alright, so we're not going to do this yet. Amber seeds, yeah. So these quests are a little bit higher than Dragonblight. So let's go back to Star's Rest. Alright, hang on a second. Alrighty, we're down here in Dragonblight now. Yeah, so I've changed my mind. We're actually going to do this the way we're supposed to be doing it. Just because. We could go in and pick up those quests really quick. Those would be really nice. Anubarak, the Traitor King, makes his home in the once proud underland of Ajal Narub. Since his betrayal, he has twisted and perverted our homeland into the wretched squalor it is today. He rules over an army of undead Nerubians who, like their leader, have pledged themselves to serving the Lich King. Bring an end to the Traitor King's reign, Paladin. You will be doing a great service to both of our peoples. You managed to succeed where all others have failed. Bring me the husk of Anubarak. Don't forget the eggs. Throughout Azjal Narub, the scourged Nerubians carefully nurture eggs that will soon hatch, providing them even greater numbers. It would do little good for the caverns to be cleansed of the undead that stain them if these fouled eggs were left to hatch and take their place. As you explore the expanse that was once Azjal Narub, be sure to clear our ancient home of any scourged eggs that you find. Alright, some defense gloves. And the faceless ones. My people struggles against the forces of the undead. They dug deeper as they lost ground. In desperation, they dug too deep. We inadvertently exposed a tendril of the old god's will, which was made manifest in the creatures known as the Faceless. In the end, we could not fight on two fronts against such powerful enemies. Our misfortune cost us the war against the undead and ultimately our home. Enter Ankahet, Paladin, and cleanse our former home of these faceless atrocities. And some very nice shoulders. Rich shoulders, those are nice. Alright. In the end, there is a quest. Not sure where that is. Savage Cave Beast. And these are all undead. Is that... maybe that's inside the dungeon. Okay, so we've got to kill some blighted elks and rabid grizzlies up here. And we also need to get Moonrest Garden plans. And I think those are on... oh yeah, these Mage Hunter. This so-called... though these so-called Mage Hunters came here and destroyed our resting place. Avenge us, or I'll see to it that your base of operations is overrun with the spirits of the dead. Yeah, you probably don't want to fight me. Ooh. Rat's Guild? There we go. Got that done. Let's kill some of these guys. I was going to say, I don't think any of those guys are undead, but we'll give it a try. Oh yeah, and I need to write that macro, and I'll do that in just a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot easier when you just do like 3 or 4 at a time. Oh yeah, I also picked up Divine Plea for my level 73 training, which it's a clickable mana regen, basically. I mean, yeah, that's actually exactly what it is. in a new level of exorcism. Yeah, so I've not been able to record very much, just because of work situation and some other stuff going on. But I'm hoping to get several recorded over the next day or two. There's one thing that I would have you do, Aldar the Draenei. I would have you destroy Arcanimus. The sorcerers to the west used the giant device in the sky to bore a massive pit into our resting place. When they did that, they unleashed a monstrosity. I would not care if it were only a concern for mortals, but Arcanimus feeds upon the spirits of the dead. You will put it into it now. And he is right there. He's like an arcane elemental kind of thing. All right. Making some sweet, sweet headway. You have my deepest gratitude, Aldar. If you haven't already, you should alert your betters to the danger that the blue dragonflight has unleashed. By blowing apart the ley line anchor underneath the gardens, they threaten to destroy us all. I'm working on my herbalism so that we can get a new level of lifeblood.
Light be with you. Be careful.
You have returned. What did you uncover?
Light bless you.
Curious, they seek an accord with the Ethereum. The Ethereals could prove a powerful ally for Malagos and his madness.
Go with honor, friend.
Also, this is Kieran Torrep. Nice. We need to kill two birds with one stone here, Paladin. You're the stone. Our two birds are Wind Trader Mufa and Goramosh. They should be somewhere in the western half of the moon. I almost said Gnome Rest. Moonrest Gardens. Most likely they're in the larger two-story building overlooking the pit. Slightly.
Farewell.
Okay. I'm going to do this quest, and then I'm going to pull up something and give somebody some thanks and do some macro building for you guys. I always talk about doing macros and putting an attack on here, but I've just like been goofing off and not doing it. So we need to do that. This guy's Wind Trader Mufa. And then you go in here, take a left, up the ramp, and there is a Goramosh. Alright, and then he always drops Goromosh's strange device. Picking up this strange device, you are certain that it is magical in nature. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to connote any other kind of use. Perhaps the Archmage back at Star's Rest to the east of Moon Rest, blah blah blah. And yes, having a flying mount, even a non-swift one, is so good. Because, I mean, this place is huge, and there's a lot of, like, flying back and forth, and...
You need something?
Alright, prevent the Accord.
Go with honor.
Unfortunate that Goromosh indicated the Accord had already been reached. Nonetheless, that's 2 less worms we'll have to worry about. Let us get to a more important business.
Be careful.
And a strange device.
Safe travel.
Aldar, if I'm not mistaken, you've uncovered the key to allow us to discern exactly what the Mage Hunter forces are up to.
Light bless you.
This is a teleportation device. If I had to guess, I'd say that it leads to the Surge Needle platform floating above the Moonrest Gardens to the west. I need you to use it to investigate what's up there. It appears that the device works both ways, so you shouldn't have to jump off. I expect that once you teleport to the top of the Surge Needle, there will be some sort of apparatus on it to observe. Should be able to use the teleporter from anywhere within the gardens.
Safe travels.
Okay, alright, so before we go anywhere, we'll pull up our macros. And hang on just a second. Come on, Internet. I know you want to. There we go. Okay, so I want to thank at CD Live in Germany, who commented on one of my previous videos on how to set up a couple of macros. So one of those is the Is this the one that I want? Divine protection. Do I not have divine protection? I thought I had divine protection. Oops, spellbook. Divine intervention. Oh yeah, there's divine protection. So what he suggested to do, which I agree with, okay, so we're going to do flash cast and then hold shift and click that, and then slash use and click that. Now you can do it as rank 5 there, but if you just leave that off, it will automatically update to like the highest one. So the tooltip, it's like hashtag show tooltip divine protection. You can put that on there. Yeah. So then when it automatically casts divine protection and lifeblood at the same time, which is quite handy. So, and then our next one is going to be and it's going to be hashtag show. So you can put /start attack or slash and then click auto attack, and it does the same thing. And then that's going to be Crusaders. And if you wanted to do more with it, like if you had a clickable thing with like a short cooldown, you could do that every time. And I mean, Avenging Wrath only has a 2-minute cooldown, so you could put that in, but I think this actually has a
I need a target.
oh yeah. Come on, give me something to target. And then he also suggested a Hand of Reckoning, which is use glyph of Hand of Reckoning and bind it with Judgment, like show tooltip Judgment of Wisdom, and then cast Hand of Reckoning and cast Judgment of Wisdom, so that it does multiple things at once, which is actually a really good thing to do. So we're going to play around with those a little bit. Right. But I just really appreciate my subscribers and people who comment. I don't think he's actually a subscriber. I'm not for sure. But I do appreciate it. So if you're watching this video, thank you very much for kind of reminding me and like getting me off my butt to actually do it. Because I'm really lazy. I think if you bind that with auto attack, however, it's
too far away.
see, like if I hadn't, like if I didn't have that,
I need to get
it wouldn't
close.
attack.
I'm out of range.
See, and I need to do that with my Judgment of Light too, and Judgment of Wisdom both, actually. So I'll probably do that off screen. So we're down here in... Really? Are you sure I can't do that here? Oh wait, now I can. So, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, all you have to do is come up here and witness the matrix effect. And then you can use that again to teleport back. And you don't have to kill anything. You don't have to do anything. Really nice. So like this Divine Plea has a 1 minute cooldown. So something like that you can bind. Let's see. So anything that doesn't have a global cooldown. So you could do Divine Plea with a trinket or something like that. Or use Gift of the Naru. Or actually, no, I think that's got a cooldown. It works a lot more with, I think, shamans. They have some spells that don't do a global cooldown and stuff like that. What you're describing, that's a projection of the Arcanomicon. The Archmage shows a show of concern is quickly masked behind an impassive countenance. The Arcanomicon is a map of all the magical ley line intersections in the world. The Blue Dragonblight has been using it to find and destroy ley line anchors to send the magical power back to the Nexus. The question is, why is the path of destruction leading east when it should be heading west instead?
Be careful.
The focus on the beach. The Mage Hunter forces are active on the glittering strand to the south of Moonrest Gardens. My guess is that you'll find a heavily guarded focus on the beach and a captain who is in charge of it. No doubt the captain will have some sort of controlling device on their person. Get the controller and use it on the focus. With any luck, you'll be able to get some more information about what they're really up to out there.
Light bless you.
So yeah, now oh, go ahead. I'm not greedy about herbs. So Captain Malin. I'm sorry, Daddy. All right. So, two things dropped there. The Leyline Focus Control Ring, and we'll just kind of walk over here and do this. And then the Captain Mullen's letter. Dried teardrops are easily discerned amongst the hurried writing. Let's get out of here before we get attacked. Found a letter secreted in the lining of her robes. It reads, Father, I'm sorry for disappearing on you. If you're reading this letter, then I'm dead. I've been forced to work for Malagos's armies under threat that our family would be killed if I didn't. I feel so ashamed. If there's anything that you can do to fight them, don't worry about me. I have them fooled and I'm sabotaging them from the inside. I love you, Daddy. M. E.M. Commander Saya, Azure Steel would want to see this. So there's a similar one for the Horde. All right, a letter for me. The commander studies your face for a moment. I suppose not. It must be bad news. Oh no. And we sent you down there to kill her, didn't we? Commander shakes her head and sighs. I'm sorry. I'll see to it that the letter is delivered to her father, Archmage Malin, in Stormwind right away. Don't worry, you won't be implicated. It wasn't your fault. Try to put it out of your mind. There was no way that you could have known. How very odd that it imprinted this information upon you magically. So not only do we know that they're redirecting They've redirected the flow of power coming out of Moonrest Gardens, but we now know that the power is being purposefully changed in some way. Just what are they up to with all of that magic?
Be careful.
Ding! Level 74. So awesome. I'm convinced that there must be more of those foci, each of them in turn redirecting the ley line energies. We still don't know precisely what they're doing with all of that power, though. My guess is that you'll find another one atop the Lothalar woodlands in the southeast. Once again, you'll need to find the person in charge and take whatever controlling device they have in their possession, as I'm sure that each focus has its own. Yeah, that's... I don't know. Not good.
Light bless you.
Right. Is there another quest? Yes. Oh. Ah. Too many trees. I can't see what's going on. It is not only the Draenei race that has been impacted by what the Blue Dragonflight forces have done. The ancients of Lothalar woods to the southeast have been affected as well. Some have been corrupted. Avoid them at all costs, but most can still be saved. However, the treants of the woods seem to be immune to the magic seeping through the land, and the arcane worms have come with it. Ask the treants for their bark and feed it to the ancients. Hopefully that will be enough to save them. Not bad. Not great, though. Alright, so what we're going to do over here is there are woodland walkers that are, yeah. And then you get bark of the walkers. Sometimes you can ask them for it, and they'll just kind of like give it to you. And then sometimes they'll attack. But then you kind of go over here, and
I need to get closer.
get really close. And then it strengthens them, and then they'll fight back against these ancient. Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
I'm out of range.
So one more. See if we'll at least get one that doesn't attack us. No, really? Wow. All right, Dan. There we go. And then the other one, you can see the ley line focus there. And we're looking for a troll. There he is. Lieutenant Tijini. When he dies, he says something very similar. Then he has a leyline focus control amulet. Thank you, Draenei. We've lost so much already. You've ensured we won't lose the most majestic of Northrend's children. I'll soon leave to speak with the ancients you saved and see if they will help us in our time of need. Alright. Oh, that was friendly with Alliance Vanguard. Okay. So that made our... Yeah. So we're actually friendly with Alliance Vanguard. I don't think we can buy anything from that vendor yet, though, so...
King's honor, friend. Safe travels.
They're empowering their forces with it? That doesn't make any sense. The mage hunters aren't that powerful. This must mean that they're only using the magic at the terminus of wherever they're redirecting the ley line to. We're going to need more information if we're to have a chance at finding and stopping them.
Farewell.
Search Indolay Village. I'm certain that you'll find the next ley line focused somewhere in the remains of Indolay Village to the southeast. The problem is we've had absolutely no reports of there being one there. If you would, please investigate the village for any signs of the focus or the mage hunters and their commander. Don't forget to search in the lake if you have to.
Go with honor.
Hint, hint. Also, I'm going to spend my next point on Healing Light. So we'll do 3 into Healing Light. Because I just don't think Intellect is going to help us much. Because it's only doing my base Intellect. So our base Strength is 137. But our base Intellect, even with... Yeah, it wouldn't be that much. Anyway. We'll do 3 points of that. And then we will get Aura Mastery. And then that will be a clickable 2-minute cooldown on increasing our auras by 100%. So, like, we could, you know, double our Retribution aura up to close to a 200-point damage shield, which would be pretty nice. So, before we head off, let's go over here and kill this wildlife. Sorry, that patrol has killed me so many times on my board characters. Every time I see them walking by, I'm like, oh crap. And then... Alright, so we're loading up on chilled meat also. Oh, that's gonna irritate me.
It's too far away.
I wish there was a way to make Hammer of Wrath instead of like 20% to be like 25%. Because it's a real pain in the butt to be like on like 21%. And it just seems like it should be there already. You know? I would much rather have that than the better. I don't know. That crit does come in handy.
I'm out of range.
Yeah, I'm contemplating switching my glyph also. I mean, we're just a couple levels from switch to getting this other glyph. But instead of exorcism, going with the reckoning, because when I'm soloing it, like the taunt really doesn't do much for me, which is, you know, like if I'm tanking, yeah, that would mean a lot. But I mean, that's like an 8-second cooldown 1000 pointer, you know. And then it crits quite often because it goes by my crit chance, which is 30 almost all the time. See, like it's on cooldown now, but I can't do anything with it. So that's kind of what I was thinking about doing. And then when I hit 80, then switch to Exorcism. Or at least that's yeah, I mean, contemplating. Now just a bunch of bears. Well, not a bunch, 3 or 4. Grab that one. That one. And that one. Yeah, I mean, 1.6, I mean, that's a, you know, that's a pretty hefty DPS in my regular rotation that I could be throwing down. We have done what we can for the creatures of the land. Now we must take direct actions against those that have caused this. The Nubar cultists are indirectly responsible for the plaguing of the beast, and we must put an end to it. The fumes that emit from the cultist suits seep into everything they come near, poisoning and corrupting their surroundings. We must go north to Ice Mist Village and slay them. Bring back any of their suits that survive your assault, and we will see to it that they are properly disposed of. 5 functional cultist suits for Warden Jody. Oh, okay. Ugh, these trees. It's the only thing I don't like about this part of Dragonblight is all of these flipping trees. But I do love the herbs. Alright, so of course they hinted at looking in the lake. So if you do that, you come down here and there's like, oh, there's a wizard that's dead. There it is. Mage Commander Evenstar. You find the corpse of the Mage Hunter Commander here. Judging by his appearance and the condition of the forces around him, you would guess that they didn't drown. Rather, when they summoned the focus in, they didn't expect the elementals that arose from the rents in the lake bed to attack. It would appear that the Mage Hunter forces were the architects of their own demise. Within his robes, you find 2 things of interest. One is a talisman, which is clearly a focus controlling device. The other is a set of orders from someone named Syndragos, which were ultimately intended for the leader back at Moonrest Gardens. The water-soaked parchment informs Gormosh that he is to move all Mage Hunter forces east of Azure Dragon Shrine. Perhaps you should get what information you can from the focus and head east to observe the Dragon Shrine. From its western ledge. And then we will get pretty much nothing. I mean, you know.
It's too far away.
Okay. So what I always screw up is I always go back to Moonrest Gardens, but it's like, yeah, you just got to go over here. And the Blue Dragon Shrine has basically exploded. You just kind of have to come down here. Azure Dragon Forces observed. You just kind of have to fly around the edge there. Well, since we're here, we'll go over here and grab this flight path and fly back. All right, back to Star's Rest. Oh yeah, and when I think after you complete the second arch, you actually will get mail from Archmage Malin. Excuse me. Like discussing that, so we'll grab that when we get back to Star's Rest.
Well met.
The end of the line. What? The image before you distorts for a moment as the Archmage attempts to regain her composure. Of course, we should have guessed that this is what they were up to all along. Quickly, there's no time to waste. Worm rest must be warned. And that's actually kind of difficult to say.
Light bless you.
Aldar, you must travel as swiftly as you can to Wormrest Temple. Present this letter to the steward, Terrell Straws. The temple sits in the center of the Dragonblight. Follow the road east until it ends, and then across the Dragon Waste to get to it. I'm sure that when the steward reads your introduction, he'll see to it that you gain an audience with Queen Alice Straza. Could only hope that you're not too late.
Be careful.
Let's look for the mailbox. Dear Aldar, Commander Azure Steel's personal courier saw to it that I received my daughter's letter. The courier also told me that it was you who found it. I just want to thank you for seeing to it that the letter got to me. I know that times must be tough for all of you brave souls who are daring to fight in Northrend. Rest assured that I will avenge Emmy. The Blue Dragonflight will suffer for what they did to my little girl. With the utmost respect and gratitude. Archmage. Alrighty. Is there a... I think there's a... Bower? Boyer? Ooh, a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I switched out went back to our crit stuff, I think it just, I mean, it's almost 5% crit, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I will attempt to sell that. I need to open that. I know I had some more here. Did I not have more gear? I guess not then. All right.
Just watch over you.
Alrighty. So now we can start on some Dragonblight stuff, but let's go up here and finish this. And I think... Funky Fun. I think that's on the inside. I need to look that up. All right. Well, that is just about an hour. So I'm going to go on and call that a video. But I'm just going to pick up right where I left off because we're here at Ice Mist. And the things that we're going to be hunting are things in the really cool Warlock gear. Let's see. Oh yeah, Cultist. They're up there, and there's a bunch down here in these buildings up here. Whoa. Yeah. But you just got to kill a bunch of them. Alright, so I'm going to go on and do that. I know the Horde have a quest to kill these guys. I don't know if we do or not, but we shall find out in the next video. So I'm going to kill these cultists till I get the suits, and then I will resume the recording when we get back to Star's Rest. Alright, so I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, hit like and subscribe, and leave a comment. And even if you don't actually give me anything constructive, I really appreciate it, and I'll answer you. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.